Hey you guys. All right, so last time we met up, I told you guys to work on your lunch, right? So we're already doing intermittent fasting. You're already skipping breakfast, so we're definitely removing all the fat there, right? All the fat and sugar. Breakfast, we always told breakfast is the best meal of the day, but actually it's the worst because it's the fattiest and the sweetest meal of the day. And if you have type 2 diabetes, well, then those are definitely two things that you need to stay away from until you drain your tanks, until you get rid of all the excess glucose, all the excess fat in your body and in your cells. And once you clean out your cells, you drain your tanks, then if you want to gradually add sugar, different types of sugar back to your diet, you can. If you want to add oils back to your diet, you can. But at least you are now in a position that your body can receive insulin. And anytime that you get in a position to where, hey, your your A1C is spiking and you can't, you're diagnosed as type 2 again, then you know what to do. You got to drain all that out, all right? And so the easiest way to do it, like I said, is skipping breakfast because it's the worst meal. It's one of the hardest meals to try to manipulate because we are so just addicted to breakfast. And then the other thing that I had you to do is work on your lunch. You're only eating 2 meals a day if you're doing intermittent fasting 16/8 with me on this plan. In doing lunch, I asked you guys to make your menu, right? Make a menu whatever you're gonna eat, and then on that menu, replace whatever meat you have on that menu with a can of beans, right? With a can of beans, tempeh, or tofu. Now, I also kind of left you out there in the wind because I want you to do some homework. I want you to figure this out for yourself. If this is going to be your new lifestyle, you got to do your work. So just come to me and say, hey, I need a recipe for you. You got a recipe? What's the best recipe? No. My taste buds are different from yours. We live in different regions of the world. You like things that I don't like and vice versa. I am teaching you how to cook. And then after I teach you how to teach yourself how to prepare your food, then I'll share some recipes with you. But in the beginning, you have to mentally prepare yourself to make the change. I also told you that you're not cooking beans like your grandmama used to make. Like you're not loading them down with ham hocks and bacon fat and all that. This is literally take a can of beans out the oven, out the pantry, out the store, rinse them off. You can heat them up if you want to and simply replace it. You can, if you're making tacos, you can make black bean tacos with some black beans and some chipotle seasoning, okay? Season those beans up to taste however you want to. Just stay away from the sugar and stay away from the fat, okay? Now, since we're working on this lunch and we know that there's always salad at lunch and most salad dressings are loaded down with fat. They're loaded down with fat. But we got to stay away from the fat, right? Because we are cleaning out our cells. We're draining our tanks. And so what I have for you today is I do have a recipe. And I have this fat-free vinaigrette dressing, okay? And so what is this? This is basically a vinaigrette salad dressing made with no oil. So how we made this is that we made it with vegetable broth, okay? We made it with vegetable broth. And so you'll see a clip here in a second and I'll take you step by step through on how to make this salad dressing. But if you're doing salads on this plant-based journey, on this type 2 diabetes reversal, I want you to use a salad dressing that has no oil, okay? This is a vinaigrette, so start here. You can also, again, do your homework and go search on YouTube or read some books or do a Google search or TikTok search, whatever, for oil-free salad dressings, okay? Oil-free mayo, whatever that may be, but you got to get off the oil. The first half of this challenge, I added things to you. I had you walking, I had you sleeping, doing those type of things, drinking water. Now I'm taking things away. I'm taking your meat away. And I'm taking your salad dressing away. I'm taking your meat away and I'm taking your fat away. All right? So I want you to go work on that. Watch the rest of this clip and you'll see exactly how to make the fat-free vinaigrette salad dressing. All right, see you guys back here tomorrow. All right, so we are making oil-free salad dressing. This recipe is so easy. This is very important for people that are trying to stay off of oils, especially if you're trying to drain your tanks, such as someone that may have type 2 diabetes, but you need a salad dressing to go on your salads and all the things. Or you just, like I said, just trying to stay away from eating oil-based dressings. And so what I have in this cup is a cup of vegetable broth. Now you can do this with water too, but technically it's just a cup of vegetable broth. So I'm going to put it in here. And then I am going to take a teaspoon of cornstarch. Add to it. Alright. And so we're just going to mix this up and dissolve the cornstarch inside the vegetable broth. Bring it to a boil. Let that come to a rolling boil. And turn back. We want it to turn back to look like the liquefied version of the vegetable stock. Okay. So just wait for this to come to a boil. All right, so we have our boil and it looks just like vegetable broth. All the cornstarch has been pretty much boiled off. That's what you want to call it. I really don't know what the name of this process is called, but this is what we want, okay? We want to remove the white cornstarch look from the broth. All right, so we have that. And this serves as the oil in our dressing, okay? This is our oil, all right? I don't know who came up with this, but hey, it works. And so I'm just gonna pour it back into the container here. All right, so there we have that. And now we're going to take this and make some salad dressing with it. All right, so let's take this vegetable broth and turn it into an oil-based substitute salad dressing. All right, so typically when I make my salad dressings, I do like 1/4 cup of oil and 1/4 cup of vinegar, along with some lemon juice and that type of thing. So we're just gonna make a small batch. We could use this whole thing, but this is the only mason jar that I'm working with today, so that's what we're doing. So here's about. This is about 1/2 cup actually. Okay, so that's about 1/2 cup of our oil substitute. Then we're gonna do 1/2 white wine vinegar. All right. Then we're gonna, well, that was about 1/4 of white wine vinegar. Then we're gonna add some lemon juice to it. I like lemon juice as far as dressing, just for the flavor. So we're gonna do about 1/4 cup of lemon juice. And I'm just using the measurements on the side of this mason jar to guide me here. So that was about 1/2 cup of oil substitute, i.e. vegetable broth with cornstarch. About 1/4 cup of white wine vinegar and 1/4 cup of lemon juice. You can do fresh squeezed lemon juice, it don't matter. All right, and so let's season this stuff up, because season was what we're after. So I'm gonna do about a 1/4 teaspoon, about a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper here. And we got probably about a 1/2 teaspoon salted salt. About a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. I really like garlic powder. I'll probably do some more. Probably do a whole teaspoon of this. And a teaspoon of onion powder. All right, so that is the base. Now, because this is for someone that has type 2 diabetes or someone that is trying to refrain from sugar and oil, then we're not putting any syrups in here. We're not putting any honey, no maple syrup, no sugar, any of that, okay? None of that. This is simply a dressing to make our salads wet, our pastas wet, whatever. So it's a vinaigrette alternative, all right? And so there we have it. And so you simply would use this dressing that we just made to put on your salads, your pastas, anything that you would typically use like a vinaigrette salad dressing for. The reason is because, again, we are removing ourselves from oils, especially on the first 30 to 90 days of fighting type 2 diabetes, so that the glucose can get into our cells. So we clean out our cells, we're getting rid of other fat from oils, and we're getting rid of glucose, right? We're limiting those things. And so because of that, we are making a substitute salad dressing. And here we have it. Adjust your flavors however you feel is necessary.